The 9 to 5 rat race is a soul-sucking lifestyle. Wake up every morning, no matter how you feel or how bad you have slept. The same routine every day, stuck in an office with slaves of the matrix. Wasting your time and life while being location dependent just to push a company that doesn't really care about you, and having a boss that tells you when you're allowed to eat, to go home, and what to do. I left my full-time job after 6 months without having any other job opportunities. I moved back home, and the only thing that I had was just a dream to be my own boss and work location independently. Just a couple of weeks later, I could manage to start working part-time as a freelancer, earning more money than in my corporate job. Was it just luck? Well, let's find out. Maybe you can become lucky too. I told Danny earlier about my freelancing job. Danny, what was your reaction when I told you
That's how everyone should be living.
Yeah, I can travel and I can work location independent. But here, you have your own company. It's also not bad.
One day.
Maybe you should go the freelancing way as well.
I will. Hopefully.
Yeah. We arrive now at the Burj Al Arab. That's the ultimate freelancing dream. 5K a night. It's insane. What do you think?
One day.
Yeah. One day we get there. I'm not quite there yet, but I will be.
Sooner rather than later.
Working a 9 to 5 is hard. You have to break out. You can't do things for yourself. You don't have a lot of control or responsibility over your own life. Your self-growth is limited and your mental space is occupied with liberal matrix programming. I understand not everyone can move back home like I did, but there were so many lessons that I learned and applied along the way in order to break out of the 9 to 5 matrix to work as a traveling freelancer and digital nomad. If you want more freedom, wake up whenever you want and have your own work schedule and no boss, then let me share some tips with you before you waste more time of your life while watching others living their dreams. And the best advice I can give you right away, if the situation allows it, is to move back home. Your mental space is gonna free up a lot. What's the other option? Like work towards someone else's dream just to survive from month to month with your paycheck? I'm not saying moving back home is like the only way out of the 9 to 5 rat race, but time is so precious and you will save so much of it while reducing the risk of failing with your goals as well. So the boat tour is done. We decided to cool down a bit, get some nice cold drinks. So yeah, the next plan is to go to the frame. What are your plans for the rest of the night?
We're going to go back, chill, have a gym sesh to our hotel, then go out for dinner.
Yeah. And maybe see the view of the park.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
Put your ego to the side. Don't care what other people think of you. Only focus on yourself and know what's best for you. This is only about you, and observe the masses to understand what you don't want. Working now on your side hustle becomes your main hustle. You will have enough time and mental capacity to really self-improve and go much deeper in your self-improvement growth. While you work on your goals, it doesn't really feel like work. It's something you enjoy, you're building something for yourself and becoming a person of higher quality. You will transition from an NPC bot to a real self-improvement grinder. So April of 2020 was where I decided to start working as a full-time recruiter in a company, in an office, 9 to 5. Okay, let's say it was more like a 8 to 7 or something. Basically, a company that offers you a job career where you have to commit your full life, all your time, to make some money there. And obviously I knew from the beginning it's not something for me, but I had to find a way to make some money. So therefore I started working on my side hustle. I came home from work in the evening tired. I couldn't sleep at all, I was super stressed, I didn't eat well. Basically it was one of the worst times of my life, to be honest. At some point I knew that's not the way to do it. That's not the way that I can escape the matrix. So after 3 months I knew if I continue like this, I will go nowhere. So I made a decision and said, okay, I'm gonna quit my job and move back home because I'm behind in life. Thankfully they gave me some time to figure things out, to move back. So I stayed there for over 6 months. The first couple of weeks were super hard. I felt like I wasted my life. I'm so behind, how can I make this happen? The answer is expand your consciousness and mind with meditation, hypnosis, reading books, watching self-improvement videos and courses. Let go of your traumas and past. That, by the way, depending on a person, can take many years. I'm also working on it. You have to learn more about yourself. Develop a deeper level of self-awareness. You can't stay a sleeping matrix slave in your mind and hope at the same time that you can break out of wage slavery. It might have worked out for some lucky or talented people, but for most of us, it's a journey full of sacrifices, struggle, hard work, tears and sleepless nights like I had countless of times. It's really interesting to see people's reaction when you tell them that you work location independent and you can travel around the world. It reminds me of myself back in the days, like the same big stare in the eyes, like you're doing something super cool and nice. But yeah, Holly and Danny just left. Nice people. Interesting, they're like 18 and 19 and traveling to Dubai. And I think back when I was 18 or 19, I haven't seen shit. I couldn't do anything for many years, to be honest. So now I'm doing my best to make up for it, for what I missed out on in my younger years. I have missed out on in life on so many things, which was another big reason or motivation that drove me to move back home and to make sure that I can start living my dream life sooner and to improve myself to a better version in all areas. Being a long-time university student and broke at the same time, like I was, won't offer you much in life. But the good thing is that you will have more time compared to working 40 hours a week. Just understand, no matter what, it will take time to build up a skill that you can monetize. It will take time to self-improve. You have to start right now and go all in. No distractions, no bullshit. Take the risk and be committed towards your goals. Okay, was I lucky to start working as a freelancer a couple of weeks later after I left the 9-to-5 red race? Yes, I was 33 years old, just turned 33, when I moved back home. Luckily, I was already into video and photo editing, because I was running a poker channel, poker podcast and live stream on Twitch. And I also did some good networking with people in the poker world. That helped a lot. And thanks to those connections and to a friend, I started working as a freelancer. After a couple of weeks quitting my full-time job, it was only possible because I was there, I had the time and I was ready to take care of the work. So taking the risk of quitting my job and moving back home with the age of 33 was worth it. But I think the reason why it went so quick was I was already established in the poker world when it comes to the live streaming, the podcasts. I already did for 2 or 3 years at that point, video editing, photo editing. Yeah, so I didn't get lucky overnight or something. It was work, 3-4 years that I was putting in, which at the end led me to becoming a freelancer a couple of weeks after I quit my full-time job. Having all the free time helped me to deliver the work as fast as possible to my clients and also helped me to build up a positive reputation. Basically, I was there and prepared whenever needed, but I was building up a skill for years. So start today, start right now. You don't want to miss out on in life. But just escaping the 9-to-5 matrix is not the end goal. There is more, and we can create a life that we desire, and I'm still working on it. All this is just the beginning of a journey, so make sure to subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.